your little friends right there. Anybody else's wife always call them at the worst possible time, like when they've got a grease gun taken apart right in their hands? Or is that just me? Well, good morning. Bobby Lee here from Hurricane Creek Farms, coming to you on a bit of an overcast Wednesday morning. We did get that rain that we prayed for after we spread all that fertilizer last weekend. Got about, well, depending on where exactly you were, 2 to 2.5 inches. So I say that actually, my dad, and we spread some fertilizer his place, they got over 3 inches. So we got between 2 and 3 inches of rain, depending on where you were, 3 plus. But out here checking the cow herd first thing, nice. I won't say cool, but at least pleasant morning. We this group of cows may be the most unsettled group. As you can hear, they pull up, they're just bawling. They've been in this pasture for a week. Today is the first time they haven't immediately run to the gate when they hear me. It's like they want out of here. Look at this. Look at fescue's nearly belly deep on them. They always want to move to the next pasture, so whatever. But do have a little bit of weed pressure in here. We're going to start working on that a little bit later on. Sorry, 417, I kind of spooked you there. I think he was sneaking up behind me, or she was, and I turned around and kind of scared her. But anyway, we're in the Farming Big Orange Country shirt. There is a baseball game of particular interest to me this afternoon, and so I don't know. We get going on tractor. May just keep listening on the radio. I don't know. I could sometimes be. I say I'm not superstitious. I'm just like kind of stitious. But if I'm start out listening on the radio and they're doing really good, I may be tempted to just keep listening to it rather than come home and watch it. But anyway, rambled on. This crew looks pretty good. We do have a bag of mineral we're gonna ride over and put in the feeder. Then we're gonna head back towards the house. Okay, so got the bat wing hooked up. Still got to hook up the PTO shaft, but I wanted to get over here, grease it before I do that. Quite a few grease fittings or alamites on one of these babies, so we got to over here by the air compressor where we can use the pneumatic grease gun. I forgot to hook up the safety chain, so Logan, if you're watching, you know why we should do that, right? So that's a long story. You can go back and listen to a couple episodes ago of the Talk Dirt to Me podcast about safety chains and the legality. Is it or is it not, required in the state of Tennessee? But anyway, all right. I guess we can stand here and talk about it, or we can start greasing it. Of course, right of grease. Anybody else's wife always call them at the worst possible time, like when they've got a grease gun taken apart right in their hands? Or is that just me? Women somehow just, none. Okay, bye-bye. It's funny. The dogs are my dogs when they're not behaving. There's Brownie. I don't know where the others are. We have 4 dogs. She's like, I'm putting my dog up because he's the only one up here. I was like, well, yeah, he's your dog because right now it's convenient for only him to be your dog. Dolly! There's Sadie. Where's Dolly? I believe she is all greased, and I just realized once again I forgot to hook the safety chain up. So we'll do that. There we go. Yeah, because I know some of y'all don't listen to the podcast and won't, but you should. TalkDirtPodcast.com. Or talk dirt to me anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever. But Logan got a ticket the other day, or actually he didn't get a ticket. Take it back. I'll give the officer some credit. Officer wrote him a warning for not having safety chains. He was pulling a gravity wagon, or a seed tender, which basically is a gravity wagon with an auger. He carries bulk seed in. And this piece of equipment doesn't even have safety chains. Never has had safety chains. But we were talking about it on the podcast, so I was like, yeah, you know, he was nice to let me off. Well, then somebody, one of our listeners, wrote in the next week, pointed out, like, actually in Tennessee, there's an ag exemption for equipment, you know, where, you know, you should have safety chains recommended, but it's not law for farm equipment, because so much, especially of like our old equipment, like just never has had those. It's not set up for them. But anyway, so, again, he was getting off with just a warning anyway, but yeah, the more you know. In Tennessee, if you got safety chains, you should definitely use them. But it's kind of like seatbelt, you know. We all, you know, agree you should wear your seatbelt, but a lot of this older equipment, you don't have seatbelts on, so I feel pretty certain, like my old 4030 John Deere tractor that we just sold last year, didn't have a seatbelt. I'm pretty sure they couldn't write you a seatbelt ticket for that thing. It's also weird that you can ride a motorcycle where you clearly don't have a seatbelt, and that's perfectly fine in Tennessee as long as you have a helmet. But you can't drive like a big bulky SUV without your seatbelt on, where you're infinitely safer with or without a seatbelt than you would be in a motorcycle. But whatever, that may be my rant for the day. We have some dumb laws on the books, but all right, I gotta get the dogs to the house. Stop and get, because I got my coffee. Let me get a bottle of water. Like I say, I am hot, and I don't know. We're probably gonna run until we run out of fuel, because we only got a half tank. Okay. Finally getting down here to the other farm. See, we need to do a lot of clipping around our entryway here too, and we will. But I haven't been down here yet to check on the calves, because I know we were gonna come down here anyway. Feed bin is over there, so we didn't have to worry about bringing any feed with us. But see, they're coming up, so we'll get a little feed put out for them, and we'll get started doing some mowing. So got a little feed put out for them. Of course, like usual, we don't feed them very much. Go ahead and fold her down. Going back up there to the gate, clip out around it. Now why doesn't that wing want to let down? There we go. And then that way we get the gate clipped out and shut the gate, that way they don't get out. But we'll do that while they're distracted by a little feed. Okay, we got the gate entrance clipped out. Go ahead and shut these. Need to bring, probably it's like a weed eater down here. Just can't get right up next to the gates, but all right. I don't know if the sun's gonna shine today at all or not. The big question is gonna be, how long can we run for? We are under a half a tank. So, and it is 9:49. I don't know. We shall see. Right there. Looks like 3 little, I don't know, probably juvenile skunks. And they do stink. I think I probably startled them, but we'll leave them be. We're not big fans of skunks. They're hard on turkeys, especially. But I don't know. I have soft enough heart. I'm not just gonna run over them. Alright, so my ride got here, I won't say just in time, I'm not like out of fuel, but we're getting fairly low. We're gonna run, she's gonna run me back home, we're gonna grab the truck, run in town, get some fuel, come back out here, and I'll mow for a little while longer. I don't know how long we'll run today. So there's a college baseball game of significance starting in a little over 2 hours, but got my earpiece in. I can, because our radio on this tractor doesn't work, I can listen. What am I looking for? I can listen to that game too. So we might start off listening and go home, catch the end of it, but we shall see. All right, let's go get some fuel. All right, we got a little diesel. Finally getting back out here. It's about 1 o'clock now. Do have a confession. Went to Sonic and I ordered the chicken tenders, chicken fingers, I don't know. The chicken, I ordered one of the chicken dinners. So, yeah. But I will point out, it was for good reason. I mean, one, they do taste pretty good. But I'll go ahead and give you a teaser for later. But we do have T-bones thawing out for us to grill tonight. And you know what, nothing makes you really appreciate that savory beef like having had chicken for the previous meal. Makes the beef even that much better. So anyway, all right, enough bashing the other proteins. Chicken's good for a change of pace every now and then. Alright, here we go. 55 gallons of diesel in that tank. Yeah, I don't look forward to getting that bill. Plus I put a little diesel in the truck. Put the green diesel in the truck, yes, before you ask. Yeah, I don't know how much this tractor holds. One hold 55 gallons, but alright, we'll pump her up. The baseball game, I think it looked like the baseball game probably wasn't going to start on time, so that's fine. The Gators are beating the absolute cat crap out of the Cats. So it looks like it'll be either Florida or Texas A&M out of the other side of the bracket, and hopefully the Vols out of our side. But I tell you that Florida team, and I don't mean to bore everybody with college baseball talk. Some of you probably don't even realize there's a College World Series going on, but the Florida team's dangerous, kind of scary. They remind you very much of that Ole Miss team from 2022. Of course, I'm not the first person to point that out, but really talented team, underachieved all year long. You know, some people would say didn't even deserve to be in the tournament, but they get in, they get hot, they stay hot, and yeah, that was a top 5 preseason team that just underperformed all year long. So I don't know. I don't really care. As long as Tennessee wins and makes it to that championship series, hey, at that point, whoever you're playing is going to be really good. And if Tennessee can happen to win either this afternoon, or if they lose, then they get another chance tomorrow, win at least one of these next 2, then hey, might see some of y'all in Omaha. In all seriousness, if anybody out there is planning on being in Omaha this weekend, reach out to me. We may can link up and run by Rocco's and have a Jello shot. And you can see the calves join me back here. It's not too big of a deal. I was gonna move them back this way probably tomorrow. So it looks like about half of them without counting them. So we'll see if the others migrate back here. If not, we'll just leave the gate open for tonight. We'll be sure we get them all gathered in one group the next day or 2. I did not clip this farm last year. We simply sprayed the weeds to the bad spots. You can see the wild blackberries and the multiflora roses and spots have just gotten massive since we last clipped this. So there's no doubt we were going to need to clip it this year. So yeah, ball game has started, but it's going pretty well. It's still very early. Not going to jinx us, but because I am a little stitious, I'm just going to keep on mowing for right now. Don't want to break the mojo. Like I said, a few blackberry bushes in here. Gotten a little out of control, a little woolly. Well, we got to a stopping point. Pretty much got done with that one pasture, that part of the pasture. 2, it's just a little after 4 now. We got t-ball practice at 5:30, so By the time I get out of here and get kids gathered up, it's gonna be about time for that. So, you can blame it on me if the ball game starts going bad. Right now, we're in the 4th inning, we're up 4-0. So, but it's not like I'm making the choice to go watch it instead of listen to it. This situation necessitates that I make a move. So, yeah, hopefully we don't jinx ourselves. Fold her down, we'll park her right here. We'll just leave the tractor here because we probably got close to half of this farm done, maybe not quite half. We'll finish it up some other time. Okay, Vols just scored again. It's 5-0. So yeah, I hesitate to change anything I'm doing, but I wanted to go ahead and blow that off because, well, speaking of the Vols, if they can keep this up, take care of business today, hopefully, or even tomorrow, we plan to be in Omaha this weekend, which means maybe a week from now before I get another chance to get back on the mower, and odds are it's gonna rain sometime between now and then. So I hate to leave all that debris on there, let it get wet, then it's all clumped up. So got that off of there. Gotta go pick up kids. I can't find my little case that my earbuds go in. I had 2 of them in there and somehow they bounce around. They're in the cab of that tractor somewhere, but you know, I don't know. It's one complaint I always have about that tractor. The cup holders and little cubby holes are so shallow, stuff will bounce right out of them. But anyway, all right, so told y'all what we got coming up this evening. Told you earlier that we got some T-bones thawed out, so you know we'll be eating beef tonight. Hope y'all are doing the same. We'll go ahead and say go Vols right now, and y'all eat beef and God bless.